Abba-dubby dude! Hi there, this is Abba-dubby dude! Welcome back. Today's video hasn't quite gone as planned, so altering it slightly. So it's slightly unusual, not in the format it was originally intended to be in. But what it was supposed to be, as you can probably tell from the title, is a vlog of my first road trip in the Jaguar. First road trip in the I-Pace, first time I was going to need to use public charging as part of the road trip. And it was just supposed to be a nice day trip. The wife was coming along, Mrs. Abba-dubby dude, and we were going to be enjoying some of the Scottish scenery, which I was planning to share with you as part of the video. So it wasn't just a car video, it was a bit more to it. As you've figured out by now, it didn't go to plan. And we suffered a few setbacks. And in the end, it wasn't a successful trip. Sorry, spoiler alert. But I didn't want to pretend that didn't happen, if you know what I mean. I didn't want to just brush it under the carpet and not release the video. So anyway, what I'm doing is I'm going to try the road trip again in the next few days. But I wanted to get all of this put together before then, because I didn't want whatever happens the next time I do it to colour what I say in this video. So this video, I want to be a genuine impression of what happened on the trip. So I'm not going to bore you with all the, or not that it's boring, I hope, but I'm not going to go into all the scenery shots and, you know, the drive part of it so much, really. I might show a little bit. Because that'll all be in the next video, which I will video when I do it again. So this time I've decided to do an intro here at home. Then I'll show you the intro I made as well, but I feel it's more important to kind of explain this video a bit first. So yeah, I'll show you the first bit of the trip, where I made a slight mistake and corrected it. It didn't cost me a great deal of time or inconvenience, but it was easy enough to fix. But then I'll show you the first little bit of the journey to give you an idea, show you what my plan was, and then we will go into when things started going wrong, and then a bit more detail of subsequent events, and then I'll come back to back in the living room again, and we'll do another little roundup for you of what went wrong. So yeah, it's a slightly unusual video. It's a slightly downbeat video, you might say. But I've learned from the experience. I will share my thoughts with you afterwards, and I'd welcome any comments you have as well. But in the meantime, sit down, get yourself a coffee or something stronger if you like, and enjoy my misery. Okay, see you in a minute. Today, bit of a road trip. So as I mentioned, if you watched my charging video the other day, going on a bit of a road trip. So it's total of 360 miles there and back. So for the first time, it's a road trip that exceeds the range of the car. So today I'm going to have to use some public charging, and this time for real, not just to demonstrate it. I actually need it, and I need it to work. So the idea was 2 charging stops. Theoretically you could do it with 1, but because it's my first trip, I didn't want to risk it to that extent, because it meant getting to one of the charger with quite a low state of charge percentage wise, and I didn't really fancy that. So I built in 2 charge stops. I used a better route planner, which is brilliant. If you've never seen it, go and have a look at abetterrouteplanner.com, and you can put in the model of your EV, and it calculates how many charging stops you need, where you need to stop. You can then tweak it. I always tweak it a bit, because it quite often schedules you with like 1 hour 20-minute charging stops and things. So I usually try and tweak it, because it will get you leaving, say, one charger with 60% charge, and then you'll arrive at the next one and charge for an hour and a quarter. So I tend to charge at the first one for longer, you know, and then avoid that really long charging stop. But anyway, this could be done with one charge. I decided to do it with two. Originally, that was the plan. However, I had a bit of a mess up yesterday. And I set the departure timer wrong in the car. And instead of being 100% when I woke up this morning, I'm at 73%, which was completely down to me. My bad, as they say. So yeah, we instead now have just added in a quick zap and dash stop at there's Bannatyne's gym with a couple of Instavolt chargers. So we're going to stop there, get it up to 90% there, which is only about a 10 to 15 minute charging stop, and then we'll get off, and then the rest of the route remains unchanged because we go straight to the first charger. Obviously arrive with slightly less, but we were going to get there with about 35% charge anyway. So we'll get there and then pick up the route exactly as it would have been. So it's only inconvenienced me by about 10-15 minutes extra, which is no big deal. But it does show you that you can do EV trips without meticulously planning like that. Well, maybe I should have waited till the end to make such a bold statement as that, but let's hope it works out that way. So yeah, I've put the route up next to me now over there. This is the Better Route Planner website. You can then see where we are going. Then that's the first charging stop there. It's also the second charging stop, actually, as it happens. We're using the same charger twice. Ideally I would rather not have done that, but it just worked out. It was the logical option, so that's what I've done. Now there are a couple of extra chargers. If we have a problem there, as we go down, there's a couple of extra chargers. You can see that one there with the grey icon with the line through it. That's one that, according to the Charge Place Scotland website, isn't working, so I've manually told it to ignore that charger, which is quite nice that you can do that. So that's why that one's greyed out. But there's another charger there in Campbelltown, so if I have a problem, I've got that one as an emergency backup as well. So yeah, we're fairly well served in Scotland for chargers, so I'm hoping it won't be a big deal. There is another one somewhere which I can find if I really need to, but hopefully I won't need to. And then on the way back, once you get sort of past Loch Lomond and down, there's quite a few charges on the way back that I can stop at for another zap and dash if I need to. But yeah, so that's the plan for today. That's where we're going. Thanks for coming along with me, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. We're going to, it'll be a nice scenic drive. I'll put in plenty of dash cam footage to show you the Scottish scenery. The weather's reasonably nice. It's about 13 degrees though, which isn't hugely warm, but it'll do. It could have been a lot worse. It's not raining at the moment. The forecast wasn't great, but it's been gradually improving with every day that's gone by, and we're down now to dry but cloudy all day, and then a 30% chance of rain between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock this afternoon. So hopefully that 30% will prove to be, you know, hopefully it'll err on the side of the 70% and we won't have the rain at all. But either way, it's a lot better than the original forecast from 2 or 3 days ago, where I thought, well, I wasn't going to be making the trip at all. So yeah, we'll shortly be getting to that first zap and dash, that Instavolt, and we'll stop there, stick some charge in, and get off on the trip proper. Got some coffee with me, so I can sip that for the 10 minutes I'm waiting on the charge. And yeah, that'll all be good. So we'll pick it up a little bit later on. I'll probably show you a bit of the charging at the InstaVolt, but there's not much to see there. I've done it before and it's a very simple system, but yeah, see you at the first charger. Okay, so here we are, Bannatyne's gym. That's not an endorsement. I receive no financial remuneration from Bannatyne's gym or InstaVolt. But here we are, the usual InstaVolt type setup. So I just pull up to the charger and get some juice. How close can I get it? There we go, that should do it. Ooh, it's a very annoying noise, that. Okay, so I will take you with me, I guess. Actually, no, I'll just cut in the dash cam footage because the dash cam will be filming. So yeah, I'll leave it as it is. In fact, I'll leave you in here, and then we'll show the dash cam footage of the car charging. But there's not much to see, as I say. It's very simple. I'll use my Apple Watch to pay, which is kind of cool, and then we'll get on the way. As I say, it's only about between 10 and 15 minute stop, so we won't be here for long. Okay, get some juice. Okay, so we've got a charge. We're at 90%, so I'll just take you out with me this time. Unfortunately, the rain's come on. It's only a very little light rain shower, but the rain's come on. So I need to just call up my payment card again. I used the ChargePoint card for this, but oops, sorry, blocked you off there. I used my ChargePoint card to start this. So you just swipe your watch like that, card swiped, charge finished, it says. Cost for this session is £6. Like I said, they're not cheap, but it's good, it's reliable, and it was reasonably quick, although it was oops, sorry, I just locked the car instead of unlocking it twice. Not doing very well there. Let's try again. There we go. There we go. Right, put the socket, the plug rather, back in the charger. Again, I nearly did it there. Don't forget, put your charger, the plug cover back in and close your charger door. Nearly drove off like that. And that's a long drive to make that mistake. Okay, so that's us finally en route. So we're back to where we should have been now, really. I've made up for my little faux pas with the charging overnight. So, as you can see, it's not been a huge inconvenience. It's just added, how long was that stop? About 15 minutes. So it's added 15 minutes to the trip overall, basically. Which is not too bad. So, finally setting off. And the next stop will be at the charger at Loch Lomond. I think that's about 120 miles away, something like that. Not 100% sure. I think it's about 120 miles though. So yeah, we'll get en route, enjoy the scenery. I'll drop in some video of the drive up there, although this isn't going to be the most scenic part of the route, but hey, it's Scotland, there's no bad parts. Okay, that's maybe a slight exaggeration, but hopefully there'll be plenty of lovely scenery as we drive along. I'm looking forward to this, and it's a chance for Mrs. Abu Dhabi Dude to explore a bit of Scotland as well, because a lot of this is new to her. So come with us, enjoy the drive, enjoy the scenery, and I'll catch up with you later on in the journey. Okay, so we are quite well into the journey now. As you can see, the scenery is starting to pick up. We're out into the countryside. This is us coming along the banks of Loch Lomond now. which is nice. We've just a few minutes ago we came past where I proposed to my wife. So this place always has fond memories for me. But yeah, so far journey is going very well. Lovely car to be in for long journeys like this, as opposed to that piece of junk there. But yeah, so we are, I say, coming up past Loch Lomond. We'll take a left turn fairly soon, I think, and then head over onto the peninsula. But yeah, so it's been good. The progress is good. I'm starting to realise that the range is plenty. Once you start to realise how long you spend in a car with a 230 mile range or whatever it is, yeah, the range is plenty. But yeah, we'll enjoy some more of the scenery, enjoy some more of the drive. I've been using a mixture of the adaptive speed limiter and the adaptive cruise control. At the moment it's on cruise control and lane keep assist, so I'm not really doing anything, to be honest, which is really easy and painless. And then when we were on the twisty country roads back there, if you notice the bit with the cyclists, for example, those kind of roads, I'm using the adaptive speed limiter, because I can set that to a few miles an hour over the speed limit, and then it will just raise and lower the maximum speed of the car. It's just with this car, it is so easy to suddenly, on those twisty roads where you pay more attention to the road, you know, it's easy to look down and suddenly realise you're doing 80 miles an hour. So, oh, big bug just bounced off the windscreen there. So yeah, I tend to use the adaptive speed limiter just to avoid getting myself into trouble, which is very easy to do with this car. But yeah, there we go, enjoying it so far. It's been very painless, very comfortable, and so far not the remotest concern about range. Let's just hope the charger works when we get there, but we'll come back to you once we get a bit closer to the charger. Okay, we are shortly going to be coming up to the first charging stop, the first proper charging stop. I'm not counting the Instavolt, because that was brought about by my mistake. But this is the first sort of scheduled charging stop on the trip. It's at Loch Lomond, and I believe it's one of the old style eVolt chargers. So if you've watched my charging video from Kilmarnock, where I found a solution to the eVolt charger problem, I might have to use that today, but we'll see. It may work first time, sometimes they do, sometimes you have to use the magic trick. But either way, we'll be there soon, and fingers crossed it'll all go well, and I'll catch up with you just as we're arriving at the charger. Hope you're enjoying the scenery. I certainly am, and the car is making it a joy to drive. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, we are now in Loch Lomond, which is where the charger is. So now we just have to find it. It's programmed into sat-nav, should be easy enough, but sometimes these chargers can be tucked away at certain places. It's actually shown up on the sat-nav, I don't know if you can see it there, as being in a slightly different location to the way ZapMap told me to go, but I'm gonna go with ZapMap. According to the sat-nav, it's straight ahead here, but ZapMap is saying right. I suspect there's actually two entrances to this car park. Looking down there, it looked like there was an entrance on the right into the car park, but we're going this way, and then we'll go into it from the other side. I don't know if the charger's nearer this entrance or if it's just the usual sat-nav's not really knowing exactly what the best way into the car park is. But yeah, this is the entrance to the car park up here on the left, I think. Just here. Oh, and there's the charger right by the entrance. Righty-ho, brilliant. Looks like a good one. Okay, I'm gonna go around this side though. It is an eVolt, as expected. And it is, yep, it's one of the old style E-volt chargers. It has been a bit rainy lately, so no idea if it's going to work or not. But let me just get the car manoeuvred into position. Bit of a tight turn, that one. Okay, I'll pull up on the left side to make it easier to plug in. And how close does it reckon we are? That's only hit the yellow point so far. I do like to push it to the limit. There you go, it's gone red. Right, I think it's telling me to stop. Okay, let's take you with me. Excuse me for covering you over there.
After 250
no,
yards,
shut up.
Turn left onto Portalloch Street.
Right, as I say, let's take you with me and see if we can get the charger going. Okay, it will help though if I take my RFID card, which I'll need for this one because they're not advanced enough to accept contactless payment with my Apple Watch. Well, it's free, but there is no Apple Watch RFID reader. Okay, ooh, nasty, I don't know if you can see it. I presume that's a bird that's done that. If it's a dead bug, it's a really messy bug, so I'm assuming that's bird poo. But right, let's get the DC combo cable, the CCS cable, plug it into the car, like so, and let's try the boring, simple method of swiping the card. It's just gone beep. And seeing if we can't get it to just start a charge in the straightforward fashion. Okay, there comes the fans. I've pressed start. Green light, blue light. Voila! Simple as that. Started first time, no messing around, no special magic trick needed. Car is charging. Brilliant. So we're going to go and get some coffee here. Because this is about a 56-minute stop, I think, something like that, 45, 50 minutes, somewhere in that region. So we're going to go get some coffee, and then we'll come back to... Hang on, is that just gone off? That has just gone off. Okay, glad I checked. CCS error, it says. That's not good, because it wasn't doing that before. It's actually given an error now. Okay. Now I need to wait for it to reset, which is what it did before. This is not good, because this is not the same thing as it was doing at Kilmarnock, which made me require the special magic trick. But that's the fans winding down. This is not ideal. Still saying error, but it's gone green now, so energy charge 0.01 kilowatt hours. Okay, disconnection. Right, let's try it again. I know I haven't done the wait for 3 minutes thing, but in this case, no, it's gone blue again, but let's wait and see what happens. It's not showing as charging. I just lock the car, sometimes that kicks it into action. It's gone green again. Right, I think we are going to have to use the technique, because that's shut down again. It's not showing an error this time, it's just showing a disconnection. So right, we're going to give it the 2 minutes, or 3 or 4 minutes or whatever, and give it a go. Okay, well, I'm having my first case of not range anxiety, but charger anxiety. This eVolt charger is not working at all on DC, and in fact it gave me a charging error. The car came up with all sorts of errors and basically said stop driving immediately. So I took it for a spin around the block. Luckily it did drive, and then it reset itself, which at least gave me the ability to plug it in again. I plugged it into the AC after that, and it was started working, which didn't work for me a minute before that. You know, the first error also cancelled AC charging. The little light on the charger port was going red rather than blue or green. The car itself was given an error message. It was saying high voltage charger error, high voltage battery error, pull over immediately as soon as it's safe to. And then I plugged into AC and it wouldn't even charge on AC. So I was getting a bit panicky, but then I just took it for a drive around the block, discovered it was movable, drove it around the block, parked up again, and the system's reset. So I still can't get the DC to work, so I've plugged it into AC. We're going to go and have a bit of lunch. It'll only get me a few %. But funnily enough, I was chatting to a guy here who was admiring the car, who then told me that a charger we passed on the way here, and as we passed it, I commented to my wife, oh look, a charger there that wasn't on ZapMap. And the guy said, oh yeah, they've put a new one in just up the road there. So I'm assuming that means it's the new style charger. So change of plan, we're going to have a spot of lunch here, stick some AC in just because we can. It'll only get us a few %, but that could be the difference today. Then we're going to go back to the charger that we passed on the way here, try the DC, and take it from there. So yeah, leave it there for now, and I'll catch up with you for part 2 of this, what's turning out to be an epic adventure and wasn't supposed to be. Okay, next part of the adventure. Yeah, so while I was charging there, a guy came over to chat to me, as always happens. He wanted to talk about the car, EVs, blah 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 blah. But he happened to mention that there was a charger further back, sort of a bit further down the coast, which we drove past. And when I drove past it on the way here, I actually pointed it out because it didn't feature in ZapMap, and it wasn't showing up on the car sat-nav either. But he happened to say, oh yeah, they've just installed it. It's a new charger, and they've just put it in like a couple of weeks ago, I think he said. So we're going to head back there. It's only, if I'm right in where it is, I looked on the map there, and from memory it's about 7 miles away, so it's only, you know, 10 minutes there and 10 minutes back. Not hugely convenient, bit of a pain, but the good thing is, if it's only been installed for a couple of weeks, then it will be, I would imagine, it's got to be one of the new style chargers. So should be completely okay with charging the iPace. Let's hope. If this one works, you know, the rest of today, it becomes straightforward and problem free, really, because we can make it to this charger coming back again. So if this charger works, I can charge up at it again on the way home, and that'll be us completely fine then. So yeah, fingers crossed that it is as simple as that. I'm just hoping that, because of course he's not an EV driver, so he won't know if it's actually connected up or anything yet. As I say, it doesn't show up on any of the maps, so I'm just hoping that it's got electricity connected to it. If not, then we do really have something of a problem today. So let's see, fingers crossed. See you in a minute. Okay, panic appears to be over, although it's not been a great result today. I've had to come all the way back. I could not find that charger that I drove past. It was right by the side of the road, but neither of us saw it. So we've come all the way back to Inverary, where there's the same, as you can see, the same old style E-Volt charger, but this time I plugged it in, swiped my card, pressed the start button, and it's worked straight away. I mean, it's only been running for a minute so far, but I've got 3/4 of a kilowatt hour and it's still running. Well, at least we're getting a charge now. We were down to about 20 something percent. I can't actually, 27% now, so it must have been about 26% when I plugged in, 25, 26. We're charging, but that's yeah, that's not been a great endorsement of either. I don't know whether it's a bad endorsement of the iPace, a bad endorsement of Charge Place Scotland, or a bad endorsement of EVs in general. No idea, but this whole little excursion here has left a bit of a sour taste. Anyway, we're charging, so now we've got quite a long time to wait to get up to 90%, and we're, what, half an hour back from where we were when the charger wouldn't work, the one at Loch Lomond. So that's, you know, half an hour back, half an hour back again, you know, half an hour here, half an hour back again. That's an extra hour, plus the hour's charge time, plus the charge that I've used to do that bit of distance. That's not good. I'm not impressed with that. I'm actually starting to have a bit of buyer's remorse at this moment in time, if I'm honest. Because one of the things we want to do, my wife's moved here, she's from South Africa. We've moved to Scotland, and one of the things we want to do is explore the country a bit. And if this is the experience we're going to have, it's not doable, it's not workable. Something needs to give, whether it's Charge Place Scotland, E-Volt or Jaguar. I have no idea where the fault lies, but I can tell you it's not with me. So this needs fixing. That's not good enough, simply not good enough. Anyway, we're charging, at least that's something. Okay, it's like I spoke too soon, even now. We went, had a coffee. While we were sitting having a coffee, I kept an eye on the app, which was hit or miss, because the internet signal was a bit patchy, but I managed to get it now and again. Car got to 63%, stopped charging. I've come back to the charger now, and we're back to the old fault. Exactly the same as the other one, just doesn't want to start, won't even start a charge, keeps doing the same thing. So I'll try my special technique. Plugged it in, left it, charger's reset. I'm going to give it a few minutes, let it sort itself out and see if it will restart. But I'm not very hopeful. 63% is... yeah. Feeling a bit disheartened now by the whole experience. It's yeah, okay, anyway, give it a couple of minutes, try and start a charge, see. You never know, although yeah, you kind of do know. Anyway, sorry, trying not to sound negative. Talk to you in a minute. Okay, we're now trying again, but it's not working. And not only is it not working, but we're now starting to get the same errors as the other charger showed. See? Charging light now goes red, and inside the car is that mess. Great, very helpful. I don't know what to make of it. Is it the charger? Is it the car? That's two chargers now, plus the Kilmarnock one, which makes me feel it's the car. Jaguar will say, oh, it's functioning as designed. But if you can't use it, what is the point? £85,000. And what, I'm limited to a maximum of 100 miles from my home in summer, possibly less in winter. This is pathetic. This is absolutely pathetic. Britain is not ready for EVs, or certainly not ready for I-Paces, or I-Paces are not ready for Britain, or I have no idea what the issue is here. All I know is I'm an enthusiast. Imagine somebody that just wants to get from A to B. How is this supposed to work? How is this supposed to work? Right, I'm going to try this again. But I'm going to stop videoing for a minute because I'm starting to get very crabby and very annoyed. Okay, well, yeah, not hugely successful. Having set off at 8 o'clock this morning, it is now 17:05, so we've been out of the house for 9 hours. In that time we have covered approximately 90 miles, give or take. We failed to charge at one Charge Place Scotland charger. At the next one we managed to get up to 63%, which point it failed and started giving all sorts of errors. The same stuff: high voltage battery failure, high voltage system, traction battery failure, stop when safe to do so, etc. Now luckily it does seem you can still drive it and that fault all clears itself, but it won't charge. So I've now got 62%, because obviously I wasted battery locking, unlocking, trying to start the charging system, etc. But we just wasted another, I don't know, hour trying to charge. Didn't work anyway. So now, having spent 9 hours to cover 90 miles, so 10 miles an hour, awesome, we're going on. Okay, so at that point we turned back. The risk was too high. We'd only got up to 63% instead of the planned 90. We knew the next charger wasn't working. The charger after that, one app was telling me it wasn't available. Another app was telling me it was. So I wasn't sure if the charger even really exists or not. So yeah. And then if we'd had to come back, we weren't convinced that, well, we knew Loch Gilphead probably wouldn't work. We weren't sure if Inverary would work or not. And then, you know, we're running out of options. So we left it at that and went home. Now, as for my thoughts on this, I really don't know who's at fault. It's either Charge Place Scotland, Jaguar, or eVolt, or any combination of two or all three of those. Jaguar say there's no problem with the car. Charge Place Scotland say there's no problem with the chargers, although weirdly they told me the Inverary one has a comms issue that they're aware of and won't charge. That was the one that gave me a partial charge, at least. The Loch Gilphead one they say was fine. That one wouldn't even start for me at all and almost broke the car. But the Inverary one, which the one they said wouldn't work, was the only one that did work, although only partially. So anyway, Charge Place Scotland say they're fine. Jaguar says they're fine. But eVolt says they are aware of a problem with the I-Pace. There is a hardware fix available, but they say Jaguar could also fix it with a software patch. Which would be the easier option, because asking everybody to replace the boards in their chargers when there's thousands of these things out in the wild is a big ask. When, according to eVolt, Jaguar could just rewrite the communications protocols in their handshake and that problem would go away. Don't shoot the messenger. That's the information that I've been given. That came directly from eVolt, that was the case. Although Jaguar and Charge Place Scotland say the problem doesn't exist at all. But yeah, so for me, it became problematic. avoiding the Charge Play Scotland network is almost impossible. I mean, I'll put a map up here now. This map here is the charging network across Scotland. This is just rapid chargers, so these are all 50 kilowatt DC chargers with CCS connectors. Okay, huge network, as you can see. We're going the west half of Scotland, all the way from the Ayrshire coast in the southwest, right up to the north coast. Really good network, I'm sure you'll agree. Okay, but now let me show you the same map with Charge Play Scotland removed. If you can't use Charge Play Scotland, you can't use Scotland with an EV. Okay, so really we need to get this resolved one way or the other. And as a consumer, as a customer, I don't care how that's fixed. I just want it fixed. I don't care if it's Charge Play Scotland that has to replace the boards. I don't care if it's Jaguar that has to upgrade the software, and I'm sure they could push that upgrade via an over-the-air update if they chose to. Or I don't care if Evo has to go around and do it as some kind of warranty repair. That seems unlikely because most of these chargers are 4 or 5 years old. But my point is that as a consumer, it should not be my concern how this gets fixed, but it should be all of their concerns to fix it. Especially Jaguar, because it's their car. Now, I don't know at the moment, nobody knows really whether this problem will be replicated with the other modern CCS-equipped cars like the Tesla Model 3, the Audi e-tron, Mercedes EQC, Porsche Taycan when that comes out. We don't know at the moment. So it's possibly being a little harsh to say Jaguar needs to fix this, but eVolt says they can. If they can, they should. That's my personal opinion. Once the e-tron and the EQC, etc., all start coming out, we'll get more feedback. If they all charge flawlessly, then it is Jaguar's problem and they should definitely fix it. But even if they're having issues, if Jaguar could fix it with a software patch, I still think they should. Unless there's more complications involved. Maybe the handshake process at the moment ensures that there are no issues that would damage your battery, for example. I don't know. So I'm aware there's other complications, but my point is, this is not rocket science. This is a car that's being plugged into a DC charger that's advertised as being the correct connector for the car. It should work. It should work. And as you saw from that map, if it doesn't work, the I-Pace is practically useless in Scotland for long distances. Obviously, for people that stay within the range of the car every day, it's fine. But for long distance driving, it becomes almost unworkable, in all honesty, if you cannot use Charge Play Scotland. Now, that's not me saying the car is unworkable. That's me saying it could become unworkable if this isn't addressable. Now, obviously, as time goes on, I presume gradually we may get some new chargers across Scotland. The problem is we've got a fairly comprehensive charging network already. It is a very good network. Top marks to Charge Play Scotland for that. It is a very, very good network for a fairly sparsely populated little country. But it's not working with the I-Pace, and as an I-Pace driver, I need it to work with the I-Pace, as do the thousands of other people with I-Paces in this country. So yeah, as I say, it's something that does need addressed. I feel it should be addressed, and I don't think that either my expectations are unrealistic or that I should just do something. There's no other options out there for me. I can't just go to Instavolt because there aren't Instavolts once you're north of Glasgow, basically. You have to use Charge Play Scotland. So, yeah, hopefully this will get fixed. And hopefully, I'm hoping that somebody in Jaguar and Charge Play Scotland and eVolt, although they at least seem aware of the issue, I'm hoping at least one person from each of those organizations will get to see this video somehow, so that they can see the level of frustration that this causes to EV users. Now, I'm an EV enthusiast. I love my car and I love EVs, and I'm prepared to put up with a little bit of hardship. That turned into more than just a little bit of difficulty. That turned into a problem that ended the journey, effectively. But I'm prepared to put up with some inconvenience, probably a greater degree of inconvenience than the general population will once EVs go a lot more mainstream, which is coming. It has to come. So these kind of issues need to be addressed, because whilst I'll put up with a bit of hassle and a bit of messing around, somebody that just wants to get from home to their cousin's wedding in Kintyre, well, you know, they're not going to want to put up with that sort of level of frustration and inconvenience. So yeah, my point is, if it inconveniences me and kills my journey, which it did, what's it going to do for people that are less forgiving, shall we say? So yeah, anyway, please let me know what your experiences have been. Have you used the Charge Place Scotland network with your iPace? Have you got an e-tron or well, the EQC is now, yeah, but if you've got an e-tron or a Tesla with a CCS charger, I'm not sure if there's any of them on the roads yet in Britain, but anyone that's got a CCS equipped EV, have you charged on Charge Place Scotland successfully? If so, which ones have you used? Have you ever had problems? Let me know. Let's open this up for discussion. Let me know in the comments down below. If you've got an iPace, please tell me, have you had charges? You know, is my experience par for the course, or was I unlucky? Do other people have no problems on the Charge Place Scotland network? Please let me know. I will try and respond to any comments down below, so anybody that says anything, I will try and get back to you. May take me a little while, but I will try and get back to you. So yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, then do click on the like button. Always appreciate those thumbs up, and it is helpful for the channel as well. So please do click on the like, and feel free to subscribe as well. If you want to be updated, you can use the subscribe link below the video. And then if you subscribe to the channel, if you want to be notified whenever I upload a new video, if you click on the little bell icon next to the subscribe button, that will give you a notification every time I upload a new video, so you won't miss anything. So yeah, that's all there really is to say for this one. So yeah, if you want to subscribe, you can do so either with the button under the video, or you can do it now by clicking on my ugly little face over there. And don't forget to check out some of my other videos like this one up here. So yeah, until next time, this is Abu Dhabi Dude saying so long, take care, see you soon. Bye. Abu Dhabi Dude!